dial, turn it loud. Miami's pride, make us proud. CanesWear crew, you hear the crowd. Hurricanes ain't backing down. Every play, every score. Raising bets and raising roar. Rocking orange, green galore. All for one and one for four. We got FTSN, taking names, win it again. Podcast fam, till the end. Tune in, now let's begin.
Hello and welcome to a special game day edition of the CanesWear podcast. And before I say anything else, Happy New Year! I feel like Eddie Murphy when Coming to America, or not, Trading Places when I do that. I think that's what it was. Happy New Year! Anyway, what a day today. Got Gio with me, of course, and we're going to do 1 hour today. So I know you guys are used to the Gio and Brett and Mondo show going 4 hours, 5 hours sometimes. Feel like we're on a telethon. But today we're going to go 1 hour fast. We're going to try to do more of these often so you can see us more. Juan Manuel and the team can be happy that we're out here all the time. So it's a great day. I'm not going to go into any tirades now, but I just want to say I hope everybody has a fantastic, happy, and healthy year. And another thing is I heard there's a rumor, Gio. There's a big rumor right now. The Canes are playing today. Have you heard such a thing?
Yes, I have heard such a thing. This is the deepest Miami, the Hurricanes, at least for the football program, the deepest they have ever played into a season in a long, long, long time. A New Year's Eve game? I think Gio was running around as a kid in the mean streets of hammocks in Kendall.
I know it has been a long time, Gio. So that was 2002, 2003, the last time we were in anything that counted. And you were what about? You were very young at that time.
Oh yeah,
I think I was older than you when that happened. Still at that time, but
early 2003. So let's place that 32. Right, I was about 9-10 years old at the time.
Wow. All right. Well, it's a lot of Canes fans. A lot of people that are fans of the Canes have not seen anything like this, or maybe they were too young to remember. Of course, there's a lot of old timers like myself that are like, this has been too long coming, and just whatever happens today. Obviously, we're 9.5-point underdogs in most books. And we get no respect. I think that's a great thing that we get no respect. But the thing is that this has been a great season. I know it's not been a good season. I think, Gio, it's been a great season because the way we started off great, and then we lost to Louisville, lost to SMU a couple of weeks later. The team was shaking, the fan base was shaking, everybody was screaming, Mario this, Mario that, Mario this. A gap, B gap, but we're not even going there right now because that's gone. We're hoping that team is far, and we're hoping that Mario doesn't have to make any tough decisions today. He doesn't have to decide on a timeout, a punt, a field goal, or what. Hoping the O-line, the D-line, and Carson Beck just takes it to them. In my opinion, those are the three keys to the game. But what's your thoughts today, Gio?
I think it's going to be a very tough, gritty game. Both defenses very, very talented. Two of the best in the country throughout this entire 25-26 season now that we're heading into after tonight. But offensively, though, I think the challenge for Miami here is, can you have the run game going consistently? You're going up against two of the best linebackers in the country in Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles. The best safety in the country is also going to be out there wearing the scarlet and gray in Caleb Downs for the Buckeyes. So I think there's some challenges there for Miami, but if they can establish the run, I think it'll go a long way for them. In terms of the passing game for both teams have really good defensive backfield. So I don't think this is going to be one of your shoot it out type of games. I think this is a game where you're looking at a 20-17, maybe a 17-14 type of game. Just the way both match up. If I had to give Ohio State somewhere that they have an edge and then somewhere that Miami has an edge, Ohio State, their linebackers will be the biggest problem for Miami in this game. Now, for Miami, in terms of what they're going to give Ohio State trouble with, Ohio State's offensive line, they have not been extremely consistent throughout the year. They've had some issues here and there. Miami's got to win with their pass rush. They absolutely have to win with the pass rush, but I'm sure Ohio State will try to counter that with the quick game as well. So I think they're really greatly matched teams going into this, and no homerism or anything. It just what I've seen throughout the beginning of the year. I think a lot of people said that, man, it would be nice to see Miami and Ohio State in the national championship. Well, obviously, it's not going to be the national championship for this year.
Mm-hmm.
A quarterfinal game between those two teams, I don't think it can get much better than that matchup. It's arguably either number one or number two in terms of the best four games that'll basically be played over the next 36 hours, pretty much.
Possibly. I mean, the entire playoffs, this matchup. I see a lot of experts and guys talking and saying they're not sure how this spread is 9.5 points. The key parts of the game I've heard, the offensive line, most people believe we have the better offensive line.
Yes.
Defensive line, we have probably the better defensive line. And the quarterback, we have the more experienced quarterback for sure. Their quarterback hasn't played in any game like this. And the only game that mattered this year that he really played in, or two games, he played the first game against Texas. I don't think he was a world beater. And he played the last game of the season against Indiana, where they didn't do well at all. I mean, they were sacked 5 times against Indiana. And we know we finally got off the schneid, and we got the sacks. We didn't just put pressure on them, maybe because they let us play our game and didn't hold us every play. But we got 7 sacks when their quarterback was sacked 10 times for Texas A&M. But if he goes to the quick pass, a la like the Louisville went to that. How much will they change their game plan of getting the ball to Jeremiah and Tate downfield?
Yeah, I think that's my biggest concern, at least when it comes to how Miami can defend those receivers. Like, make no mistake about it, the Ohio State receivers, they are even more talented than the group that the Hurricanes faced against A&M, which was Concepcion and Craver and Bethel Roman. The Ohio State receivers are another step up from that. Arguably the best duo of receivers in the country between Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. So my concern with them is the verticality, getting down.
Verticality.
Yes. How can Miami stop that? And I think those are some of the questions I have for Miami's offense, even going into this game, is going up against those defensive backs that Ohio State has. And if I've had one small reservation with Miami's offense throughout this year, is I think explosiveness in terms of the passing game downfield hasn't always consistently been there. And Ohio State has that in their back pocket heading into this game. So how can Miami stop that in terms of the deep passing game? You're going to need to have Bryce Fitzgerald to have another really impressive game like he did in the first round with 2 picks. He's basically tied for the lead in all Power 4 players in the country in interceptions, and he's only a true freshman that's not starting. So you need him to try to make at least one game-changing play. You need consistency from guys like Jacoby Thomas and Zachariah Poyser on the back end, which means no communication mistakes on the back end to try to clean some of that stuff up. And your cornerbacks, you're going to need them to win out on an island at times as well, because Ohio State has a legitimate running game with Bo Jackson, the freshman running back. They got a couple other running backs in James Peoples and a local South Florida guy, C.J. Donaldson, who started his career at West Virginia and transferred over to Ohio State before the season. It was a power back of theirs. You need communication to be pristine at all levels in that secondary. If there's any mistakes, it's going to be a long night. And I think Ohio State can definitely challenge through that of the deep passing game. Now, in terms of short, quick game, if Ohio State goes in that direction, very similar to what Louisville did to try to neutralize Miami's pass rush. They don't get a lot of production from the slot. Their tight end, I would say, is pretty talented himself, even though he may not be the biggest factor in their offense. I wouldn't sleep on him. And Max Clare is a tremendous transfer player that they nabbed from the portal before this season. My thing with them, if they go with that quick game, Miami's defensive backs have to be willing to tackle, and Coach Heatherman has to be willing to play a little more press man if Ohio State tries to default towards a game plan like that. So
now, with Indiana sacking him 5 times last week and putting pressure on him, and he had opportunities that he just did not come through. Everyone's talking about the key. One of the keys to the game for us is Carson Beck. If Carson Beck plays well, we can win. And he is 35-5, correct? And he's supposedly 13-3 or so against top teams.
Yes.
So the guy's been there. He's got the experience battle, and everyone's expecting. And he's playing in a dome, so we have no worries about. And we know we haven't played. We played better in inclement weather. Actually, all the beginning of the season we were playing in rain. Yep. We played in Texas A&M in bad weather, so we're playing in a dome where we may not play our best games. At least we did. We played our best games with inclement weather, like I said. Can we rattle the kid? Can we go ahead? Can we put pressure? Can we duplicate the 5 or the 7 sacks?
I think 7 sacks would be very tough in a game like this. If Miami could create 4 or 5 sacks in this game, I think they could win this game if they can produce that. Ohio State's pass rush is no walk in the park either. I wouldn't compare it to Miami's. I think Miami has the better pass rush of the two teams. However, Caden Curry is definitely going to be a pivotal matchup. Whoever gets that between Markel Bell and Francis Mauanoa, and they also have Kenyatta Jackson and a couple other guys on that D line that will try to challenge Miami tonight. So, can Miami produce that though? I think they can, like in the realm of realistic 4 or 5 sacks. Yes, that can be done. I think some of that will be predicated on what does Ohio State come out and do. If they're just trying to sling the ball all over the yard all night, Miami will pin their ears back just naturally. Now, if they try to control the game and put the ball on the ground and they run behind their freshman and Bo Jackson, not to be confused with the Bo Jackson who played Auburn and the
it's
Raiders.
Hard not to.
But
when you give a kid, your name's Jack and his name's Bo. Or his nickname, Bo, whatever one, he's got to. You've got better be good to have that name.
Yeah. I will say though, Miami's linebackers, they got to play a great game tonight. They absolutely have to. Mohamed Toure, Wesley Bassane, some of the other rotation guys, and Popo Aguirre and others. They need to be consistent tonight.
All right. Well, hopefully the linebackers, hopefully Toure, that play he made at the end of the game, possibly a game-saving breakup in the end zone. Hopefully that leads this team. And I just think Miami is going to come out fired. So is Ohio State. I think one of the biggest keys to the game, at least hopefully thinking, is that they are on a 25-day or 24-day. Correct? They played probably on the 6th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
They played on the 6th, so they're 25 days. And we know every team that had a bye last year lost in their when they kept playing. Miami did play a tough game, a physical game. We are just as healthy as we were in that game, so we didn't lose any players. And Pringle's is really ready to go because he barely played. Do you think we'll see both Pringle and Fletcher today, or mainly go back to just Fletcher?
I think you'll see both. However, I think they'll try to ride the hot hand with Fletcher early on, just considering how well he did against A&M and see if he still has the hot hand. If you ride with him and try to control the game with his legs and with your offensive line up front. Now, I want to be clear on it again, though. This is going to be like a heavyweight bout. And what I mean by that is I do anticipate both teams to lean on the run game. I absolutely do believe that. I don't think this is a game where you're seeing fireworks all night, at least if it's not midnight yet, pretty much.
Now, I'm hoping that we will see some more of the two backs. Because when you have that, especially that one has, I mean, obviously Fletcher can break tackles. He has not broke one. It'd be really nice for him to break one and go the distance this time. I think he had his longest run for about 40 yards last game, or 50 yards.
Yeah, that was the 56-yard run
in the fourth quarter. But Pringle is obviously faking, there's some things that they can do. Plus, if they can wheel out, because we know they're going to have double coverage on Malachi. And one of the things I don't want to see, I want to see Malachi get his yards, but I don't think anybody will be happier than Malachi if he's a decoy and he can make the rest of the team win. Because I know he's all about winning. So if they can decoy to Malachi in some way, get underneath to Pringle with the passes or on that wheel route that we saw, I mean, that's someone that's not accounted for. And the fact that he didn't play last game, I just wonder if that was at all in the thinking. If we get by this game, which we think we could, we want to give them an extra surprise if they haven't seen Pringle in a bit. And we're going to have now a different offense. Does Dawson have that in him to shake things up a little bit and say, hey, we're going to throw some stuff at you have not seen?
I think so. And a lot of that based on just comments that have been made about Miami scoring only 10 points in the first round game against A&M and just various of comments that have come from national media because Dawson addressed that this week and he was like, I don't really care about the opinion of idiots that think they know what they're watching when they really don't or whatever. I just thought his response was pretty candid and real, actually. And I do think in a way he may be a little pissed off with some of those comments. And, it's not like Miami had any control when they went into that A&M game that it was going to be terrible conditions in terms of throwing the ball. I mean, I believe there was wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour.
I thought it was 30 per hour. I thought it was 30 miles per hour. It was steady, and it was wind gusts much higher, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, just those conditions in itself, not optimal for slinging the ball all around the field for an entire game. I think Miami handled that game pretty well. And what I mean by that is they self-acknowledged within the flow of the game, like, hey, like, we're not going to be able to be throwing the ball around all day to win this one. We're going to have to win this one by old school leather helmet football. They brought leather helmet football back, Brett. I mean,
leather helmet was back. We said, and that was Carson Beck, actually, wasn't it? Didn't he go to Dawson or someone and say, listen, we cannot throw the ball well in this win. Let's run it. So you got to give a guy credit for that because it's not about him. It's about the team. And that's what a fifth-year guy or whatever is going to do. He wanted to win more than anything else. And people say now, like, oh, Carson Beck had a terrible game. We saw how the field goals went. I mean, for just moving to the field goals, the field goal was up the middle and then it goes to the right. And all the people I want to say that I sometimes agree with certain things and disagree, all the people that said to me, Brett, and commented, Malachi should have stopped at the 1 yard line. We should have ran the ball a few times and either got a touchdown or kicked the field goal. And I'm thinking, I remember when Manny Diaz and basically Tyler Van Dyke's first game again in the ACC, I think in Virginia, he decided to sit on it and kick a 20-yard field goal which is arguably one of the best kickers the Canes have ever had, Borregales, Andy, and went ahead and missed that kick. And everyone said, why did we try to score a touchdown?
Here's my thing about that. I think you bring up a tremendous point there because flow of the game, for example, Miami self-acknowledged along the way, like, hey, this is not a game where we're going to be able to throw the ball a lot. Even though there was some key first downs by the passing game as well throughout the phases of the game. I think that was pretty obvious. There's some first downs there that really extended some drives. However, the thing about the field goals, you're right on point there. So I've seen that people talking about that, like, oh, should Malachi have stopped at the 1 or whatnot, because then they still had that time. I think that's running a risk based on flow of game. Flow of game is you had multiple missed kicks from both kickers, even from short distance too. I know some people say, oh, well, that should be a chip shot or whatever. The conditions were not great. They were not. And I think, again, like you said, Brett, running the risk of, all right, let's say if you try to line it up or whatever. What if you have a shanked kick or anything?
What if you fumble the
so many
ball?
different things that could
I mean,
happen.
you can fumble a snap between the center. We could have we've had only 100 or 200 penalties, holdings or so, that have cost us 10 yards. What ends up now, instead of a 25-yard, it's a 35 or 45. You get penalties, which has happened many times to offensive line. Like I said, you fumble the ball. You don't, anything could happen, especially the way our defense was. Anyone that second guessed that, I just couldn't figure out. Score the points. Don't wait. Our defense had completely shut them down. Now, if they would have scored, everybody would have second guessed, even the people. But
yeah, but hindsight's always 2020. So I look at it like this. You know what? Miami's defense, they got the stop at the end. That's all that matters. However, I understand how fans would have reacted, saying, "Oh, we let them drive down the whole field." I mean, to the defense's credit, they played phenomenally in that game. That was like an all-time performance. Like, you want to watch like true Miami Hurricanes football, like defense-wise. You turn on the tape from that game, it is a marvel to watch. I've rewatched that game so many times now.
I think we beat Nebraska in the Orange Bowl one year, 22-0 to win the national championship. Rarely do you hold a team to 3 or less points. I mean, they get points at the end, but the defense was phenomenal. And the fact that they did let them go down there, Bryce Fitzgerald got to be the hero. Mohamed Toure, who we don't hear his name all the time, got to be a hero with that unbelievable give up your body hit. So,
yeah, by the way, the least amount of points allowed against the Power 4 team in the playoff history.
Wow.
In the first round. So,
amazing. And everyone was talking about it. So, exciting times. We're excited. We're what? The game starts at 7:30 Eastern time?
Yeah.
Okay, 7:30, 5 hours. We don't have that much time, so we're going to get to some questions and comments. We can't get to them all. So I want to say, first of all, again, thank you to everybody that is joining. We are, of course, on the FTSN network. Bobby and the guys do a fantastic job. Please like, and subscribe. Of course, we're sponsored by CanesWear, the Spot Miami fan shop. CanesWear in Davie, the only local sport fan-owned shop that's not big corporate. Obviously, I have a reason to say that. But CanesWear, the Spot Miami fan shop. Go to our website, CanesWear.com. We're closing at 5 today. We're closed tomorrow for New Year's Day. Jeff and the team have been working so great. Everybody's working so hard. So we are going to be closed. Win or lose, we're going to be closed. Win, I should say. But immediately, if we do win or when we win, we will have championship shirts go up right away of this game, because I know everyone's going to wear them in Arizona. And but that's CanesWear.com, and download our mobile app, CanesWear. So you want to look at the ones you want to read off, Gio? You want me to do it? What do you want?
Yeah, I'll read them off. So Mr. Jake stopped by earlier when we had started. He put, "Let's effing go, boys. Oh, my God. I am so ready for this shit to go down like right now."
Let's go, Jake.
Dream versus AI. Oh, my God. Canes 8.5 is such disrespect. And then
9.5 it is, actually.
9.5.
Places, correct. Nice for joining the show.
Mr. Jake, straight jackets. They're just not for the bedroom anymore. Mr. Jake said, "If it jumps to 10, I'm seriously thinking about putting down the mortgage payment."
I agree.
Let's see here. Canes Cats Heat. He asked, "Where's Miami Mondo?" Mondo is in Texas right now.
He's in Texas, and I did text him. The people, we want a shot in front of the stadium. So I'm going to send them again. Get on here, Mondo. We don't pay you nothing for nothing.
E. Witty. Who do you guys think has the best chance against Jeremiah Smith? I think Miami should match up Ethan O'Connor on Carnell tape, but when it comes to Jeremiah Smith, I think you got to go with a combination between Xavier Lucas and OJ Frederick. I think just based on the attributes those guys have and how those matchups would be. Canes Cats Heat said, "And where is Gio? We're in Dallas." "I'm right here, my man. I'm on vacation with the family."
Family first.
Eddie Delva 8646. "Let's go, Canes. It's game day." Yes, it is.
All right, Eddie.
Canes Cats Heat. Dallas, baby. Yes. Dallas is the place to be right now. Gio Kane 75. Another Gio. What's up, Canes fam? It's time. It's absolutely time. Well, we're about 5 hours away, but let's see. Mr. Jake Mondo's in Dallas. Yes. Martin Dubé stopping by from across the globe. Miami 41, OSU 17. That's
I
bold.
did 41-17 for so many games, and I agree with you here, Martin. Martin, you know the drill. If that's right, you get, let's see, what are we going to give Martin? If it's 41-17 Hurricanes today, Martin was the first one to come out with the crazy score. Martin gets a $250 CanesWear gift card. If the score is exactly 41-17, Martin Dubé gets a $250 CanesWear gift card. So let's remember that, Gio, okay? Martin,
Yeah.
you find us if they get it. $250 for Martin if the Hurricanes win 41-17.
I have the score down as someone had asked me earlier this week for a graphic edit, and I gave them the score. But I have Miami 17, Ohio State 14. I think this is going to be a slugger type of match, the way the two teams' rosters are built.
Well, they've only given up 8 points a game, correct?
OSU, yeah.
That's
But
almost
some of that factors in G5 teams as well.
Yeah. But we've given up 14 a game, which is not too shabby. Now, you think that if we give up 14 points this game, we hopefully will win. I mean, but if we would have given up 14 points last game against Texas A&M, we wouldn't have. So, but yeah, I think the Canes are going to do better than people think. I think Dawson's going to have some things, and as long as we keep the turnovers down and the penalties down, I think we're going to win this game. I always go 41-17, but I'm going to go 31-24 today. Canes.
I like it. Mr. Jake, my son was in first grade when we made a run this deep and late. Yeah, I'm feeling old myself.
My son was, Mr. Jake, I'm right there with you. I think my youngest son was right about then too, 6 years old. So we're in that same bracket. My oldest was with me. He was 9, and I remember that day so well, unfortunately. The last run that we had, last one.
E. Woody asked, Gio, what is your score prediction? So I mentioned it a few times. I'll mention it again. Miami 17, Ohio State 14. I think it's going to be a very tough.
I'll take it, Gio. I'll even take a last-second field goal to win it. Do you think Carter's going to have any ill effects? And speaking of Carter, I mean, I see his mom on Facebook. People are just abusing Carter, abusing the family. Just listen. First of all, I mean, we obviously all want the Canes to win. I promise you, I want the Canes to win as much as anybody in the world. Okay, I'm not saying more, but as much. But the win was terrible. The kids had a great year. When the Canes won, I was happy for the fans. I was happy for the store, and I was really happy for Carter, because no one should, have a great season. And then he wasn't even supposed to be our field goal kicker. He was supposed to be our kickoff guy. Correct, Gio?
Correct.
He was not even supposed to be our field goal kicker. And if he doesn't make that field goal against Notre Dame, which was not an easy field goal, we're not in this position.
Yeah, well, I think what the average fan may overlook is the actual field conditions, that it was not good conditions to be kicking the ball and even throwing the ball, for that matter, too.
Yeah. But you know what? Listen, I know every fan wants to win. This is life or death for us all. We all live vicariously through our team. I mean, we do. We live vicariously through our team. So I understand that. But hopefully everything goes great. And there's always going to be someone on one team there's going to be a hero and there's going to be a GOAT usually. So hopefully we have only heroes today.
Eddie Delva has a great question. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope all is well. If the Bucks try to go quick game to burn our edges out, do you think Coach Heatherman would walk the corners up to slow down the quick game? I think that was the mistake that was made. I mean, aside from the offense having a horrible night against Louisville earlier this season, but I think the mistake that was made defensively against Louisville, they're not as talented as Miami. That's very obvious. But I think the mistake that was made defensively, though, was the fact that they did not play more press man in that game. There was too much cushion given up, and it was just a ton of underneath routes, quick screens and whatnot. And when you're playing some yards back, yeah, that they're going to pick up chunks and pieces here and there. You gotta come up closer to the line, jam them, try to break up those passes in press man to have a chance. I think when you're given too much cushion like that, they're going to take what you're giving them honestly. So I think chess match. You absolutely have to go with a chess match tonight.
Didn't we in that game we gave was it Louisville that had like the 4 quarterbacks to start the game? 3-4 quarterbacks, and they took a quick 14-0 lead, trick plays galore, and then we pretty much shut them down the rest of the game, correct? So we started off that game slow, and then we figured it out in defense. Unfortunately, the offense could never overcome.
But by the way, a note of caution to Miami fans, because I constantly see this in group chats and on social media too. There's a lot of fans that will freak out if Miami's down like a touchdown or 10 points early on in a game and say, oh, this game's over. Oh my God, we're getting destroyed and everything.
We suck.
Please relax. If you've learned anything of watching this team over the last 2 years, Miami, even when they've lost games, they haven't lost the game by more than a margin of like 4 to 7 points. Like, and again, I want to remind Hurricane fans, Mario Cristobal, every single time Miami has played a marquee Power 4 opponent since he has arrived, Miami stands at, it was 4-1 before the Texas A&M game. I believe it's 5-1 now.
That is phenomenal.
5-1 now against major Power 4 ranked opponents. Like it's especially, this is like out of conference teams too. This is not, you're not playing an ACC team, none of that ACC voodoo. Miami's played really well in these out of conference games. I believe they will be prepared, whether it's win or loss. I don't think they're going to look out of place.
And we do have a 1-game winning streak against Ohio State. When we blew them out in the Orange Bowl, and in at that time, it wasn't Hard Rock. It was probably I don't know what the stadium was called.
Life Stadium or Life Shark or
a Life Shark or Margarita or Joe Robbie or whatever it was, Dolphin Stadium, whatever it was.
We beat the Dolphin Stadium at one point. Yeah,
we destroyed them. I remember taking a picture. I got all those Ohio State fans behind me like this in their red shirts. But that was Al Golden. It's feeling like it was the beginning of something special.
They had, I believe they had Terrell Pryor at quarterback at the time, and they just had some sanctions come down on themselves too, like just a few weeks prior to that. So yeah, interesting.
We are on a winning streak. The last game was not the playoff game. I know we all want vengeance, but like Jeff always says, the story says, none of these kids were pretty much alive when that game was even played.
That's my thing. That I told some Miami fans about this when they realized that, like right after the A&M game, they're like, holy crap, like we're going to play Ohio State and they're like, time for revenge and this and that. I'm like, that sounds all great for narratives. But I said, I hope people are not trying to force that on the kids about something that happened. We're talking now almost 23 years ago. I hope people were not trying to push that on them or the pressure behind it. Make your own path, make your own legacy. Don't even the alumni too. Like, don't put that pressure on them. Like, this is an entirely different game.
Correct. But they're making it that. They're making it. The only person I really heard mention that was Jeremiah Smith, ripping at Miami fans, who's from Miami, and ripping at our fans like, you guys don't let that go. And it's like, okay. So he's been talking more than anybody, it seems, which is okay because he is possibly the best player in the nation. I mean, I hope we come out of this game and people say Malachi is the new king or Fletcher's the new king, whoever's the MVP for us. But yes, people, that was a whole different world. Just like the 2001 team did not like to, and 2002 did not like to be compared to the team in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who were the most dominant Canes teams, who won 4 championships in 8 years or in 9 years or so and played for like 7.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Stream versus AI, Miami 3, OSU 0. That's a super bold. I don't know if I can see that.
3-0.
Mr. Jake, Miami 31, OSU 23. Finn Stanza, cheers from Canada. My favorite store in South Florida. Go Canes. So happy to have CanesWear on FTSN.
Well, thank you, Finn Stanza. Finn Stanza, huge fan, rooting for the Canes, huge Dolphins fan, great guy, and always appreciate your support.
E. Witty, Gio, have you heard anything about the wide receiver Tony Johnson? Yeah, he's been a little banged up. Don't expect him to play today, from what I understand. Streamverse, Brett. DMC 1166. Gio, you have any insight on the boys going in, mindset, etc.? would love to hear how they are feeling going into this one, especially with the disrespect and fans saying we are a tune-up game. So I do know that they've been feeling pretty confident as we've gotten closer to the game. I've spoken with people that have been out there and been around the team as well and seen some of the interactions. I know a lot of the players are having a really good time as well because there's other festivities going on while you go to these games. It's very important. I know they wrapped up walkthroughs not too long ago, actually, and I know from what I understand, they should be en route to the stadium pretty soon from the Gaylord, Texas hotel as well. So overall, though, just people that have had interactions with them, though, doesn't seem like any jitters, no nervousness. They're very confident, and I think Miami itself, like the players on the roster, they don't like that feeling of being disrespected, and I think there's been some disrespect that has gone on, at least from national media the past week.
I mean, I've been around the program a long time. I've seen the games, been around, I mean, like any fan. And this is the quietest team I've ever heard. They just don't talk. They just play. And Ruben Bain went ahead and, they didn't just said, God bless them to Texas A&M last time when those guys were talking, who was a fantastic offensive line. That Texas A&M offensive line may have been better than this Ohio State offensive line, it seems. And they had great running backs too. So they're just so quiet and going around the game. And sometimes I think, can we really beat an Ohio State team? But this team feels, I think, that they are going to win. We have enough seniors there that are key players. I mean, we got guys that are going to go to the league with probably Bain and Messidor and Scott and Thomas. And we got a lot of leaders and Francis, Mario Noga. They are so confident in themselves right now. They feel like this is their championship to win. And I know in my heart, not that any one of them has told me, but they are feeling really disrespected. It's a 9.5 point spread.
Yeah, I think something a little more reasonable would have been maybe 4.
Yeah.
5.
The odds makers came up with that, and I can't believe it really hasn't moved. So, but obviously, we know the odds makers. These guys are professionals, and they are not homers like us, and they are not. So they're professionals that set that line. They set it so half the people will win, half the people will lose. They're not setting it so everybody. And if more money was coming on Miami right now, that would go down, but it's not really going down. So people think it's the people that are betting. There's obviously enough money going on Ohio State to keep that money. That spread where it's at, which is kind of strange to me.
We shall see. Maybe it's some PTSD kicking in for people as well. In Stanza, although I am more of a Dolphins expert, Carson Beck is my biggest worry. My thing about the whole Carson Beck conundrum, the fact remains is he's 35-5 throughout his career. That type of record, like just playing in your collegiate career, is absolutely insane. To go 35-5, that's like you have to go back to guys like Matt Leinart or who's been some other really successful ones in recent years.
Ken Dorsey.
Not Bryce. Well, Ken Dorsey as well. Matt Leinart. And there was this one guy from Alabama. His record was ridiculous. I can't remember if it was Bryce Young or Tua's record, but either one of those guys, they had ridiculous collegiate records. The fact remains, when you have a record like that, you've played in some big games naturally. Just not only just playing SEC. Carson Beck's played in some pretty big games this year himself. Obviously, in a perfect world, everyone would hope that he would never, ever lose a game, but that's just not real. However, that amount of experience that he has and the amount of games he's played in and what Miami invested into him going into this year, you would hope it pays off in some way when you're playing a game of this magnitude. He doesn't have to be perfect out there, but a leader and consistency, and especially if you have good field conditions today, which you should, it's a dome. I think this is one of those games that you need him to step up to the plate in this moment right now, and he's got to seize the opportunity.
No, and exactly. He's 35-5, but he was 30-5 after a bad SMU game and a bad Louisville game when everybody was screaming, a lot of people were screaming for his job. Let's play. Let's see what we got in Emory. The season's over. We have no chance.
Well,
Let's
to be fair, and
he has played not the Texas A&M game, obviously, just the win, but the other 4 games he played fantastic.
to be fair in his defense, though, there's 2 sides to that coin. The Louisville game, that was really bad from him. I would not put the SMU game on him, though, particularly. But
the fans are still down on him. The quarterback we know gets the accolades and takes the heat. So I mean, so if they're doing so, and he is a perfect target.
I forgot which coach said it recently. I don't know if it was Gruden or Saban, but I was listening to them on, I think it was on a podcast or something, and they shared, it was one of them too, that shared that quarterbacks sometimes get too much of the glory and sometimes get too much of the criticism too. That is a really tough position to play. Let's see here. Finn Stanza
totally agree on that. But they're the ones that make the money.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes with a lot of pressure behind it. Finn Stanza said defense and run game need to win this. I agree. I think Miami will have to lean on the run again, just with the type of game I anticipate it to be. Mr. Jake said, did someone say bounty? Martin Dubé, there is no rainy pitch to trip up Marty in the third quarter like when we were up 21-7 versus Notre Dame. No ACC refs blowing early before Marty ran for a long touchdown versus Florida. No phantom calls by ACC refs. Yeah, I got to give credit to the officiating crew when Miami played A&M. It was a pretty clean game. They allowed those kids to play. It wasn't too much interfering from the Zebras.
Until the end of the game when they called that phantom roughing the passer.
Yeah.
But they're going to make mistakes. But is it the Big 12 refs on this one, or who's roughing this game?
I believe it's the Big 12.
Okay, good.
Finn Stanza, the secret weapon for the U tonight is Michael Irvin distracting Ohio State. Bo Hands
all over the place.
We need to run the Michigan playbook. Elite defense and run game. That's also how Mario beat Ryan Day back at Oregon. That's very true if you turn on the tape from that game.
Good. Mario did beat Ryan Day. Now, is Ryan Day, he is an offensive genius, obviously. He was the offensive coordinator under what's his name? The guy that quit Jacksonville. What's his name again? But anyway, he was the all of a sudden I forgot his name. Florida coach, Ohio State coach.
Oh, Urban Meyer?
Yeah, lost my train of thought there. So he was the OC. Is he playing OC today and Hartline is officially in USF, or is Hartline still with the team?
Yeah, so Hartline, from what I understand, he's with their staff, at least for today's game. However, Ryan Day will be calling the plays.
Because, I mean, I thought it may be an advantage if what's it called, is Hartline, I didn't think was the greatest play caller. That being said, Day calling the plays, it does take someone special to be able to call the plays and focus on the game plan. We see coaches have problems with it, especially when their head is in the playbook all the time. That could be our advantage, hopefully.
Martin Dubé shared here. People are forgetting Carson Beck is 35-3, 35-5 now, career-wise, and 13-3 versus ranked teams. That is correct, too. 5 of those at Miami. Carson Beck will be the MVP, Martin Dubé thinks. Yeah, I think with how much Miami invested in him, you need him to pull through in a game like this.
We need to see Florida State Carson. Against Florida State was, I think, one of the greatest performances I've seen. Every pass was right there on a dead run. That's the guy we need to see. I mean, I don't think they're expecting the long ball at all. And obviously it burnt us against Louisville, and we don't want to see one interception because then it seems like everything turns awry. But yeah, Carson Beck is key in this game. And if we win, though, he's my MVP, win or lose today. If we win today, he's my MVP for just being.
I do think he'll connect on on 2 deep shots.
Wow.
Just watching the tape on Ohio State, because their DBs are phenomenal. However, they do like to try to jump some of the routes, maybe sometimes a little too early. Mm-hmm. I could see one of those, a very similar one. Like if you go back to when Miami played Florida State, I could see Carson having that one completed to Malachi, one of the earlier deep shots from that game. If all goes according to plan, there, I just Ohio State. If there is one little niche with their defensive backs that maybe they're a little too over aggressive at times, from what I've seen on tape.
All right, that's good.
Martin Dubé said those receivers can't get the ball if their QB. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's from DMC. DMC 1166. Do you guys think Heatherman can confuse Sayan? No one is talking about his lack of experience. Can we show him things he hasn't seen? I believe so. I think Ohio State's going to throw some things at Carson Beck as well. Carson Beck, at times, has struggles with when defensive coordinators kind of change up the picture on him. And what I mean by that is disguising coverages, whether it's disguising a cover 4 into a cover 2, that per se. Martin Dubé, those receivers can't get the ball if their QB is on the floor. Right side of OSU offensive line is very dodgy. Correct. They have a different right guard who's going to be playing for them this evening, from my understanding. So
Different what? Right guard, you said?
Yeah, different right guard today.
So, yeah, so, I mean, everything I'm seeing, all the experts are saying that we can get to him. That's why if he is going to do the quick draw, he is really not a big running threat, correct?
Who, Julian Sayan?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not like Reed, who Miami played the previous game.
So we had to go against Reed. Our guys actually were amazing. We got 7 sacks on him because we had to protect the outsides also and come in. This game, they can just go all out. What quarterback is most compared to Sayan, do you think, that we played?
That Miami's played this year?
Yeah, this year. We played a lot of running quarterbacks. And we beat running quarterbacks very well.
I think the only one that would be comparable to him, you would have to look at either the Louisville quarterback, Miller Moss, who I think Sayan is much better than Miller Moss. And you'd also have to take a look at the Pittsburgh quarterback, who's also a freshman himself. So
we're playing well this season. We'll hope he's like the Pittsburgh quarterback.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sayan has potential, but he doesn't make elite passes that wow you. He mostly takes what defense gives him and has the weapons to capitalize against most defenses. I agree, but I do think sometimes people underrate how talented Julian Sayan is. I actually watched him play when he was in high school, and I watched him several times play with Raw Miami, the very popular 7-on-7 team right here in the backyard of South Florida. So I would not sleep on Julian Sayan. I think he's really talented. James Kane put pressure on Sayan and negates their offense. Yeah, Sayan doesn't do well with pressure. I think almost any young quarterback is like that. The key is can Miami get home and do that? Let's see here. 5 rings, 23. Linebacker play must be excellent today. I agree. For the Canes, and Beck needs to have a great, not good game. If not, it will be a long day. Yeah, I think mostly Beck doesn't have to do anything like crazy, like throw for 400 yards or anything like that, but just be in control of the game. Make the plays that are needed to be made. Continually driving down the field, converting first downs, even taking the check down too. Very important. It's going to be very important tonight. Martin Dubé, correction, Indiana sacked him 25 days ago. They have not played in a month with a rookie QB, and all the criticism is on the 6th-year senior who is 35-5. Yep, I agree with that. All the criticism on Beck, but again,
correct. It was all on Carson at the beginning of the season. We went into Notre Dame. Everybody doubted him. Carson's going to be the problem. We played the Gators. Their guy is going to be so much better than Carson. We've got Carson. Like, Carson was a terrible quarterback coming out of Georgia at 25-3. Basically, right? Like, it was a terrible quarterback because he had a bad with 3 loss. I've never seen a quarterback be 25-3. That's better than 8-1 if you break it down. And you go and that so many people were down on. This kid has. I hope he has. You know what? I just want him to be at the end of the season, obviously, and saying, you know what? I don't care that people doubted me. We knew we could do it, and that's what led us to the championship.
Well, and I think one of the other big things for Beck in this game is going to predicate a lot about draft stock too. Playing against Ohio State's defense, It could do a lot for him either way, actually. Vegas Kane Shade here. The disrespect is what will fuel us all night long. We're the daddy with a punk-ass teenager, and the only way to get their respect is to beat it into them. Belt to bare ass.
I got to make that shirt.
Belt to bare ass.
Vegas Kane says.
Cafe 904. Brett, you have an amazing staff at CanesWear.
Thank you very much, Cafe. We're very blessed to have them. Jeff and the team are fantastic. Thank you so much, Cafe 904. We appreciate the support.
Finn Stanza shares here. Need to get CJ Daniels more involved. Yes. I do expect Ohio State to try to bracket Malachi Toney. And then outside of bracketing him, you need your outside receivers to win some of those one-on-one matchups out on the perimeter. So CJ Daniels, Keelan Marion, you need them to make key catches in that game.
Definitely need those guys to show up. And who would you say outside of Malachi was a guy? Really, there was no wide receiver. The second half, we got a couple of quick screens. But did anybody really get any action from the tight ends to the other receivers?
Against A&M, not really.
So it was the Fletcher and Malachi show.
Yeah, for the most part. Which draws some concerns for me going into this game. But we'll see.
That is my only concern. That hopefully that really they thought it's so windy and everything, we're just going to bang it up the middle. But I understand that, but let's just hope now we showed them what they saw, and now they're going to focus on that. I'm sure they're going to game plan for a whole season, but hopefully they're leaning toward that way, and we can mix it up a little bit. I mean, Ohio State's defense.
DZ Den shared, need Fletcher to knock out Arvell Reese. Martin Dubé, as long as we don't have ACC refs, Miami's more than a fighting chance. I agree. Vegas Kane, tease the defense with a gap for life, trademarked by the Orange Bowl boys, and hit them in the C gap. Lord Bakington is here. Hear ye, hear ye. What's up, Canes fam? James Kane shared, it's hard to run a passing offense with 47-mile-per-hour winds. Absolutely.
Exactly, James.
Was not good conditions at all. Streamverse AI, John Gruden to the Finns.
I think McDaniel's staying, but we'll see what happens there.
Lord Bakington said, I feel like they're disrespecting Carson Beck in the media. Watch for him to have an extremely good game. 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. If Miami gets that from him, I think they have a very decent shot to win that game.
I mean, I think 2 touchdown passes from him would be awesome. No doubt about it. And no turnovers. I think no turnovers is the key, which we won the turnover battle. I mean, technically, I was really surprised. I really thought we'd beat Texas A&M worse than we did. But, we had no turnovers, correct, in that game? No one. They had the turnovers, and we dominated the running game. And we won by 7 points. I mean, it was one of those games and we scored in our last drive, basically. So it's one of those games that was interesting. I know we missed 3 field goals, but they missed a field goal. They had the turnovers. So every time I look at that and say, how is it only 7 points? I just know if we get ahead of this team, we have to stomp on them, and we can't let them back in the game like we have let other teams.
Yep. Finn Stanza shared, I remember the first time I brought Bobby to CanesWear for the first time. The rest was history.
Well, we appreciate that, Finn Stanza. You were the guy that put it all together.
Martin Dubé, I think they will set up Sayin by putting Bain and Mesidor against the right side of OSU's offensive line. Yeah, because sometimes they'll put Mesidor inside, sometimes even Bain as well. And he mentioned Sayin throws to where the pressure comes from. Number 8, Jacoby Thomas will get an interception for the Canes behind them. Interesting. I like that prediction. Finn Stanzas shared, it is so nice that at least one team that plays at Hard Rock is winning. Hassan and James Canes with some score predictions. James Kane put 31-24 Miami. Hassan 34-14 Miami. Paul Newkirk shared, I will be wearing my Sean Taylor jersey.
All right, let's go. Yeah, some people are going to be wearing that Sean Taylor jersey that was selling from Mitchell & Ness, which was the Sean Taylor jersey from 2000, the game we played against Ohio State. So some people say, should I wear that? Should I not wear that? Like Gio said before, this is a whole new ball game. Whatever happened then The only thing we have to look forward to is we don't have Joey Porter as a referee. And people hate Ohio State, but it wasn't. It's like Ohio State would have said, no, Mr. Porter, that was not an interference call. We don't deserve to win. I mean, it was him and him only that made that call.
Yeah. Finn Stanza, the U23, Ohio State 20, 5 rings, 24-16. Canes, Beck, and CJ Daniels are going to go off this game. Playoff Enough reposted the stream. Thank you, Playoff Enough.
Thank you very much, Playoff Enough.
Robert Haleb, hi guys, 24-17 Canes, knockdown, drag out. You think the Texas A&M game was hard hitting?
I like it, Robert.
Taz Haitian Canes, UM 28, OSU 14.
Taz is in the house. 28-14. I love it.
1 milligram of epinephrine. An afternoon show. What the F is going on here?
Where's the CanesWear podcast today? You know, we're taking off from Where's Waldo. Where can you find us? So we're excited about this, the shorter edition that we're going to have, and hopefully we can do that more often in addition to the long ones. Just keep winning, Mario. Just keep winning, baby.
Robert Haleb got my CanesWear gear on already and psyched up and ready.
All right. I know somewhere out there right now in Dallas, Mondo is flexing just because of that. Thank you very much, Robert. Always appreciate your support.
Canes up, nose down. They haven't got to that level yet, but the Ohio State fans are almost neck and neck with the FSU fans on my hate meter. At least they have something to run their mouth about, unlike that trash in Tallahassee.
They are tough. I said this. They are really, I mean, they're very tough, those Ohio State fans. I mean, not that our fans are a picnic to other people, but they are definitely a difficult fan base. But like you said, they have won. They've got something to say.
Hassan shared here. Gio and Brett, do you guys have bail money for me? When Miami wins, I'm going to run around my neighborhood naked in 20 degrees weather.
We will bail you out. But
we'll set up a GoFundMe.
Hopefully you're dressed when we do, Hassan.
Frankie Fresco, we got an Ohio State fan. He said, let's go Ohio State. And then about the out-of-conference record against Power 4 teams, he said it will be 5-2 after tonight. We shall see.
All right, Frankie, thanks for joining the show. Glad we're reaching out to people in Ohio State.
Corey Thomas shared, Dawson better not be on that BS tonight or fire him ASAP.
Be on which BS? Yeah, well, I mean, I still think it wasn't Dawson. I still think it was Mario that was eliminating it. Doesn't all of a sudden the playbook doesn't change 1 week later. It had to be in the playbook. So in the playbook has to be Dawson's playbook, isn't it? So yeah. They just had to dust it off the cobwebs and turn to page 6.
Finn Stanza said Pro Player Stadium. That was another name.
That's right. Pro player. Exactly. They're like Fruit of the Loom, I think.
Yeah. Finn Stanza, one of the FTSN panelists, is an Ohio State fan. He has zero faith in Ryan Day. Yeah, I've heard some conflicting things about Ohio State fans and Ryan Day.
They were ready to fire. If he loses after losing to Michigan for third time in 4 years, if he loses in the first round of the playoffs, everything I heard was Ryan Day was gone. The Ohio State people hated him. Now he won, but if he loses this game, they'll turn on him just as fast. They'll say, last year you were lucky. But if he loses this year, the fans are going to be calling for his job again. It's like, who had said, not Urban Meyer. Who's the one that said, not Nick Saban? I think it was Jim Harbaugh said, anybody can start on third base. Wasn't that the line or something like that? When Ryan Day got the job?
Yeah. Let's see here. Mr. Grinch said it was Braxton Miller's freshman year. Okay. And they dusted Bowserman, who was terrible. That old Ohio State game with Miami and Ohio State.
That one.
2011.
2011, yeah. I started in 2010, so that was the first full year.
Robert Haleb, Day is calling the plays for OSU. As I recall, he plays it close to the vest. Do you see him keeping it that way? We shall see.
I think he's going to be conservative. I don't think I think he knows what Miami's capable of.
Hassan shared here. Gio, can you please explain what happened Monday night with David Jacobs? Everyone had him picking Miami, but I'm still confident that Miami can flip him because he said he's still going to visit Miami. Yeah, he basically told Miami that he was coming, that he was going to commit, and he changed his mind at the final hour. Ohio State still had some negotiations going on there. He's still going to take all his visits. He's going to visit Georgia. He's going to visit A&M. He's going to visit Miami, Ohio State. Doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things right now. But would it have been nice for Miami to land yet another number one player in the country? Absolutely. But
So
still a whole recruiting cycle to go
Why
through.
didn't he just wait? Why didn't he say, I'm going to pick the winner of Miami, Ohio State? Why did he have
Yeah,
to make
I
a
think
decision like that?
you got to watch the announcement video from that too. If you see the parents' reactions, oh my goodness.
Gio was
Yeah.
ready. He said, Brett, we want to go live tonight. We're getting the number one commit in the country again. Gio was ready to go, and it was a surprise, but I don't know. Did someone slip an envelope under the table at the last second?
There was an extra present under the tree.
I mean, what happened? They're like, the family was I know they were like, what the heck?
Yeah, if you saw the father's reaction was the best. He kind of looked at him with like, "Are you stupid?" Robert Halub, I hear Terry Porter is going to toss the coin tonight. Both sides have the Ohio State logo.
I said Joey Porter before. The former said yes, and my son said from the room. I heard him say, "It's Terry, not Joey." I said, "Oh, so thank you for pointing that out, Robert."
We got another Buckeye fan. Go J 2038. Let's go Buckeyes. No, let's go Canes.
All right.
Ralph 3986 20-17 Miami wins. By the way, guys, we're gonna wrap up shortly in the next couple minutes here, or whatever. I'm just kind of rifting through some last questions here, but hope everyone enjoys the game tonight. Stay safe on New Year's Eve, wherever you're watching the game, or if you're at the game in Texas. Just hope everyone has a good time and safely as well. Corey Thomas, Beck and Dawson must have the game of their lives. I agree. Frankie, the Ohio State fan, said, I feel Carson Beck will throw at least 3 interceptions this Well, to be honest, those terrible field conditions at A&M with the wind and everything, he didn't even throw a single pick, actually. So,
that's a great point, yes.
Jason Lewan, Canes up, nose down. Ohio fans are the worst. Go blue. We got Michigan fans.
Blow Ohio fans.
I think Michigan fans are pseudo Miami fans tonight.
Oh, yeah. Michigan and Ohio State, they hate each other. I mean, I don't think Miami, Florida compares to, or Miami, Florida. We hate those. But these people, it's like the Hatfields and the McCoys, if anyone remembers those guys.
Greg Watkins, whether you believe this or not, but this group will be remembered as the beginning of another dynasty. I agree. I think Cam Ward arriving last year, I think that kind of springboarded everything and really got the ball rolling. And you look at Miami's roster, even the production this year too. Like, yes, they have veteran guys, but they also have young players that are one of the best or the best at their positions already in college football as freshmen or even sophomores. So it's impressive. I think Miami's built to last with what's being done. 1 milligram of epinephrine OW tonight in no way makes up for the championship stolen from us in 2002. I absolutely agree. That's why I say do not put the pressure on these kids about a game that happened 23 years ago. Let them build their own legacy.
Correct. But a game tonight, I will say, well, it doesn't make up for it. I feel a heck of, if you change places, if we're Miami, which we are, and they're Ohio State, which they are, and we win tonight, we're going to be feeling a hell of a lot better than they are going to feel right now, okay, even though they beat us 20 years ago. That championship's great, but let's face it, it's what have you done for me lately?
Yeah. The U is back to work. He said, I hope Mario is extra motivated after that DJ Jacobs stunt Ohio State pulled on Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely with the game week and everything, I thought it was pretty interesting. But Robert Halub said, enough is enough.
Exactly.
Go Jay.
I used to like that show, 8 is enough, actually, Robert, but enough is enough.
Go Jay said, don't worry about the Buckeyes mindset. The playoffs is routine for us. Frankie Fresco shared, the spread should be at least 14. Yeah, right.
I mean, it should be 21, Frankie. Maybe 30. Is he laying 14 to everybody here? I don't know. Is Frankie offering 14 points?
Frankie's the Ohio State fan. Go Jay shared, we have played in Dallas the last 3 years. Business trip. Yeah, it's a business trip for Miami too.
Lord Beggington said he doesn't think the freshman running backs will be able to pass block consistently. What's your thought on that? I mean, what is it, a whole freshman backfield?
No, not a whole freshman backfield, but their best back is the freshman in Bo
Freshman
Jackson.
quarterback, freshman backfield. And how's about you think the Canes are pumped again that the Ohio State guy won the freshman of the year?
Yeah, that award's a little tricky because it can go to a true freshman or a redshirt
And
freshman.
he played last year. And
Yeah,
he's 20 years old, right? Malachi's 20. But you know what? I'd rather win the freshman of the year, I think means absolutely. And I'm not taking away anything from it, but freshman of the year doesn't really mean anything. And maybe I don't think it meant anything to Malachi either. He'd rather be, I think, the underdog here.
yeah.
And have another coming out party because more people will be watching this game than watch the Texas A&M. Remember, we had those great ratings against Texas A&M that we just lost the ratings game to Alabama, Oklahoma, which have giant fan bases. We just lost the rating games, and we played at 12 noon. This is going to blow away every ratings game, I think, tonight.
Oh yeah, it's going to be ridiculous the amount of people watching that. You have New Year's Eve combined with all that. Yeah, that just. Let's see here. Big Poppy Nori said, Brett, what's up, fam?
What's up, Big Poppy? Good to hear you. Go Canes, baby.
Let's see. Demetrius Abrams, what's up, Canes family? Y'all doing all right? Go Canes and beat the Buckeyes. Hassan shared, a lot of Ohio State fans are nervous about what Jeremiah Smith said, that if Miami was winning, he would have picked Miami. That's why they are hoping the Buckeyes win.
That's a great point. Does he switch over? I mean, I don't think we can afford him. Especially that kid from Auburn's possibly on the move now too, correct? But
yeah, there's mutual interest there.
Yeah, so I would have picked Miami if Miami would have been better, and we'd have a national championship probably, and they wouldn't.
Yeah. Ari Marcus shared, Beck is due for a great game. Dawson, play calling career game. Yeah. And then Goj said, was, if, could have, laugh out loud. Ohio State fans are not worried about tonight. All right. Elijah Williams with a really significant prediction, what he thinks is going to happen. He said 8 sacks, maybe 10. Ohio State.
In the words of Elijah, Gio.
Oh, Finn Stanza has the numbers here. Max Jones was 28-2. Bryce Young was 23-4, and Tua was 22-2. Yeah, I mean, to go 35-5 is not some walk in the park.
Correct. So yeah, 23-4 Bryce, and they were playing for obviously one of the great teams runs that Alabama run.
Ohio State is not new to this. We are true to this. The O-line will be fine.
Oh, is that some kind of rhyme, poet?
Next thing you know, he'll write a haiku. Finn Stanza, I learned from you both. You both do a great job. Happy New Year. Thank you, Finn Stanza.
Thank you, Finn Stanza. We appreciate it.
Martin Dubé said, Miami has guys over 22 years old at QB, left tackle, wide receiver 1, center, middle linebacker, nickel, free safety. These are grown men. Absolutely correct.
I agree. It's like the mid-majors, not to say that Ohio State's there, but in college basketball, a lot of times the mid-majors, even though they didn't have the talented guys, would play so much better because they had the seniors going at it. I think that's a big advantage for us.
Rex Torres shared Go Canes from Facebook. Thank you for stopping by, Rex.
Baby. Thank you.
New King God, X Factor is Pringle in space versus
100% agree. 100% agree. Pringle, I think, part of me hopes they held him out last game because they just wanted to give him in all type of dimensions to Ohio State this week.
Yeah. Fire Marine Kane. Man, these Ohio State fans have been crazy. Nonstop posting the most ridiculous crap, man. So fun.
My wife just came back from Ohio and it was 21 degrees. Really, what do they have to do there? Nothing personal because I've got family in Ohio, wonderful people. But if they're living in Ohio, it's cold.
Yeah. Hassan, Ralph put here, the fact is Jeremiah didn't believe in Miami. That's true. Even though he said he loved them. Fact is he didn't love us enough to stay home and build the championship like guys like JoJo, Trader, Fletcher, Malachi Tony.
Yeah, all those guys. I mean, look at
look, Miami's not for everyone. This has always been a true saying. Miami's not for everyone.
The sad thing is he possibly would have won a national championship with the Canes. He could have been the difference maker last year for us. I don't think we lose those 2 games if we have him on the team with Cam Ward.
Yeah. Wow. Now there's excuses from Ohio State fans. I see Mario beat a washed-up Kerry Combs. Oh my goodness! So I
Yeah,
guess they
Ohio
want to
State.
dilute the victory that Mario had at Oregon, taking the Ducks into the shoe against the Buckeyes, 100,000 screaming fans there, and won on the road. And he had two of his best players did not play in that game too. I mean,
Well, so yeah, if we
goodness.
can go back to 2002, of course, if we wanted to do that and say Willis McGahee got hurt in the game after he was running up a storm. We didn't have a great backup. And who was our coach then? I mean, talk about coaches. Nothing against him, but to that, let's just win today. That's all that matters.
Canes up, nose down. If Indiana can get 5 sacks on you, and then Miami can definitely get 7. I just feel like 7 is really high.
I have a feeling we will. I mean, I'm hoping that it's not going to be like Louisville and SMU, where we thought we were going to sack those guys left and right, and we didn't. Sometimes our guys are, but I think they're just getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier, our defensive line. They need to be fed.
Ohio State fan shares here. Ryan Day is better than Brian Hartline. Day will be throwing that rock. We shall see tonight. Good.
I'm sure that Day did not have any say in his offensive coordinator's game plan before. Like he just said, Brian, you do whatever you want. We're not going to worry about what I think, being the former offensive coordinator.
Go Jay said, keep using that Indiana game as the metric. I mean, it's the most recent game.
They played them 3 weeks ago. Exactly. And
Kim Sanchez. Hi, Brett. Handsome as always. Good luck. Win-win.
Well, thank you, Kim. I love you, Kim. You're part of the reason I am so. Kim is my hairstylist, ladies and gentlemen. And you can't get this kind of hair without the right person cutting it. I love you, Kim. Happy New Year.
Elijah Williams shared, Ohio State played 2 top 20 defenses all year, Texas and Indiana. And in both of those games, they did not get over. They didn't get over 10 points in either of those 2 games.
Amazing.
Look, I had it confirmed here. Canes staying 5. 10 points versus Texas, 10 points versus Indiana. Very true.
And exactly. And our defense is probably better than those teams. I mean, everything. If this wasn't the Ohio State lore that everyone know, the national champions, everything like that, I think if this was just some other team with the same exact players, I think we'd possibly be favored if it wasn't the Ohio State name coming off a national championship.
Yeah.
Everybody now running to their local sports books. I gotta bet it.
All right, so I'm gonna read off 5 more questions, and I'm gonna wrap up.
All right. 5 more.
So, Mr. Grinch, we need a fake wide receiver bubble screen with a blocker slipping out for a pass, similar to George scoring versus Duke last year. That was a great play, actually. I remember that.
I love it. Totally. If we can do that, that'd be awesome. And if we can have someone like a Lofton in the backfield, somebody coming around out of the backfield or something, or does George play? We need to fake it up a little bit. If it's Malachi, we may have a problem.
Yeah. Let's see here. Canes thing. Ohio State will try to throw deep early. The guys better know this. I agree. I mentioned it earlier in the show. I think they're going to try to challenge Miami vertically. Let's see. Just some arguing, bickering back there. Hold on.
Canes thing, saying it's too little and weak to beat us. I hope so. How tall is he, Gio?
Who?
Just saying.
I believe like 6'2".
Oh, he's that big? Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ham 80-50 while you're looking. Jeremiah Smith does a lot of push-ups. I agree. I mean, I don't think they'll call him because he's considered the best player in college football, possibly. But I think all of our homegrown talent is going to want to beat another homegrown talent in Jeremiah Smith to prove that you need to come to Miami. I just see that happening.
Let's see. I'm just trying to pick out the last few here.
4 more questions.
Geo Canes shared, I got on my CanesWear reversible jacket, bomber jacket.
Awesome.
Nice.
We have sold so many jackets since we got into the playoffs. I guaranteed Jeff last year, when we get at the ACC championship, we're going to sell so many. And then we know what happened after 21-0 to Syracuse. He said, Brett, we still have 1,000 or 2,000 jackets. Thank you very much for just stocking up the stores where I can't put anything. But these games have definitely helped. So just keep on winning, Canes.
Look at that. You had it in stock for this time around.
We are ready. I buy for a championship every season.
Elijah Williams said, this is going to be a low-scoring game. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, we saw a 3-0 prediction from Streamverse, and we saw even Gio's got 17-14. I had, what did I have, 31-24. Canes.
Yeah. Go Jay said, I remember the 2002 game. If Miami was so good, it should not have come down to that situation. I mean, Miami had one of their key cogs on their offense go down.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank Gore was also still recovering from a major injury.
He couldn't play.
Going into
we had Jared playing. We had Peyton playing, who was good. We had the other guy, Gaithers, who I've heard from some of the players was the number 2 guy, but for whatever reason, they didn't play him. He was did not play, and they said that he would have made the difference in the game. And Peyton played a lot, and we know the rest is history. They also had a player that wasn't even supposed to be playing in that game, Ohio State, correct? The guy that scored 2 touchdowns, Maurice Claret.
Oh, yeah. Kane's thing also shared here. Ohio State 0 for 2 on New Year's. We got this. They don't have much success. If you believe in trends, I guess you try to follow
them. They
them.
lost the game a couple of years ago. The ball went through the upright right at the same time the ball was being dropped on Times Square.
Oh, yes. I do recall that. Yes, absolutely.
Talk about
let's see here. Hold on.
Chris Gons with a point is saying Ohio State's deeper than ours, but we have more upper high-level talent. They're more top to bottom. I don't know about that. They've got, I think the linebackers is really where linebackers, I think, is where they're much better than us. I don't know about the rest of it.
This is a good question. I love this one. Rob Deuce asked, if we win tonight, does that solidify that the U is back? I think back could mean 2 things. I think Miami winning that playoff game against A&M solidified that they're back in the national picture. Absolutely. I think another meaning towards back is Miami winning a championship. That's like, I think there's 2 parts to that. I think Miami's already accomplished one. The other part is just winning it all.
Correct. I believe we're back because we've back-to-back 10-win seasons with 2 different quarterbacks. Not too many teams do that. With 2 different quarterbacks, back-to-back winning seasons, as well as we did win a playoff game. The playoff game was the key.
Yep. Let's see here.
Jones, like everybody else, saying great turnout in Dallas. I've heard that. You see so many people there in Dallas. And there's going to be a lot of new bandwagon folks. If we win this game, there is going to be probably 20% more Canes fans all over the world. They're going to start jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh, yeah. A bunch of those guys that went to school with who were originally Cane fans, and they decided to follow the Tebow train, or they became Florida State fans when I was in high school. I remember all of you.
The Tebow train. They'll be saying, wait a second, now we're not going to be it's like the people that follow LeBron around. I'm now a fan of this team.
Canes Fred shared here. I'm so locked in. I feel like I'm going to play tonight. I think many Cane fans feel like that tonight.
I hear people saying, I know I couldn't sleep last night. And I know a lot of people saying, when's the game? I don't know what to do with myself. Let's have a podcast. What's your last one, Gio? Last one, and then we're done. We're going to say our goodbyes. Yeah. Sorry for the, I know we usually go 4 to 5 hours, but this was just an impromptu podcast. We wanted to get out there before the game. And if this was a good one, we will try to do things like this more often where we don't do 4 and 5 hour marathons all the time. We can do on a more regular basis some of these 60 to 90 minute ones.
Let's see here.
We want your vote.
Well, this is not my last one, but this one makes me laugh. E2, the great 05. He said Julian Sand is 5'3".
Wait, but what, 340 Island Boy with a name like Island Boy? Miami's in for a rude awakening. What island do they have up there? Is that an island down here in South Florida or maybe Hawaii?
340 Island Boy. I don't know.
That's not where
All right. I'm about to pick the last one right here. Between two of them, give me a second.
Fire Marine Canes point is good. It means we're relevant again, winning multiple 10+
Yeah,
wins.
we'll go with this.
Yes.
Fire Marine Kane, he shared. It means we are relevant again. Winning multiple 10+ win seasons and multiple wins in playoffs can go a long way to proving we are back. Winning a title means we are back. That's why I say Miami is back, but there's two parts to that. Part one is, you win a playoff game and everything. You've established relevance completely. Miami is very relevant again. Part two is winning it all, because the standard always was
winning it all is we're back. So it's back-to-back championships. If we get it, we're back.
We're back, and Beck was part of that back.
And South Florida is getting to be a mecca of championships, just like, and things do run in groups. I mean, the Florida Panthers won 2 championships, and they play right in our backyard. Inter Miami just won a championship. So South Florida could be, if the Hurricanes can do this, could be the new championship area.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay was trying it. They called themselves Champa Bay. We know Boston, New England was doing it with all their championships. Can South Florida be the next great championship place?
Yeah, between Panthers' recent success, Heat. Yeah. Would be nice if the Marlins or Dolphins got it going too.
Yes. That would be very nice.
And the absolute last one, Evo Intention shared, made our lucky game day visit to CanesWear. Go Canes. Thank you for stopping by the shop.
Well, thank you, Evo Intention. Great show. Probably went at about an hour and 20 minutes. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in the impromptu show. We're going to try to bring more podcasts to you. Hopefully, after a win, we will go ahead and definitely be back very shortly. We'll give you the day soon but these shorter ones can work out good in the schedule. We do like the 4 or 5 hour ones. We'll still keep, but these will be quick if we can do them more often. Maybe you have other guests, etc. Remember FTSN, Bobby and Finn Stanza and the gang. Please go ahead and follow those guys and like them. FTSN, Bobby does a great job. CanesWear in Davie, The Spot, Miami and South Florida Fan Shop, the only independent company. We're not the big guys online. We're not the big guys at the school. We're not the big guys. We're not owned by athletes. We're just a bunch of regular Joes and knuckleheads that want everyone to have fun at the Canes store. There's nowhere like CanesWear. If you haven't been there, we talk sports. We talk your game. It's a high energy place that it's an outstanding place to visit. So a lot of people, Gio, say to me, wow, I've never been here. I want to put a sign at the airport that says, welcome to the world famous CanesWear. Anyway, CanesWear.com, and wishing everybody a happy, healthy new year and a wonderful year. And hopefully the year gets kicked off and we're playing into next year. Gio, what do you got before my final saying?
Go Canes.
Go Canes, Gio. You're going to be posting a lot. I know you're on vacation with the family. Thank you for taking the hour here. You're going to be posting if we win. Right? They can follow you on Twitter and everywhere. Everybody knows where to get Gio.
Most significant game for this football program. And
yes, it is. Last week was the most significant. I know since I've been in business 15 years. And this week is just every game gets bigger. And this is it. And no matter what happens, though, we all want to win. But this has been a great season. Yes, great.
Oh, yes.
We've turned around since SMU. We closed with 4 games to win at the end of the season, which we hadn't done in a while. We won back-to-back 10 games. Gio was saying at the beginning of the season, every podcast before the season started, can we follow it up with another 10-win season? Can we? None of us knew if it could happen. Let's face it. We had question marks at quarterback with Beck. We didn't really know a lot of things. Our receivers were untested. Our defensive backs were completely brand new, correct?
Yes.
So this was amazing, really, what Mario accomplished, and the fact that he pulled himself out. And I give him all the credit. I knocked him for what he did at SMU and Louisville, but I give him all the credit for the way they turned it around. Him and Dawson, hiring Heatherman, who has been an amazing – think about where our defense was last year versus this year. It's been a phenomenal turnaround. No matter what happens, I want to win, like I said, as much as anybody. No matter what happens, this has been an excellent season. We should be happy, and we should be really excited about what's going to happen next year and realize whoever the quarterback is next year, we're going to have a good one. There's no doubt about it. We're going to follow Ward and Beck, whoever it is. Win or lose, we're going to have a new quarterback next year in most cases. So we're excited. Thank you very much. Happy, healthy New Year to you and your family and everybody else. Gio, go enjoy your family. And it's 4 hours and counting. And let's go, Canes. It's all about you.
Go Canes.